Good morning to all. It's super dark outside. It's 5:14 a.m. I just got finished with my 11th day of abundance meditation with Deepak Chopra, and I can't talk too loud because my mom's asleep. Um, but basically, let me go into the kitchen. Hi. But basically, this is a log, quick self-improvement log. This is my, I'm roughly 2 weeks into this of like this practice of like really like getting into self-improvement and stuff. And yeah, so let me tell you how it's been going. I've been pretty much consistently waking up either at 6:30 or 7 a.m. I've tried, so my aim has been to go to sleep by 9:30. No, be in bed by 9:30. At 9:30, so at 9:30 I'll turn all my screens off, and I'll go into bed. Now, what I do for the next hour, whether it's trying to sleep or like reading or whatever, I haven't decided that yet, and I probably should be like 20 minutes of reading, like a chapter every day, but I'll get to that later. Yeah, okay, so I have been waking on time. I've set myself a morning schedule on this book, and it's not like one schedule that I have written down, it's more like every night when I'm doing this journaling thing, I'll write down every single thing I have to do in the morning. So that way it kind of brings like some level of mental peace. I don't know what it does, but it works. So you have wake at 6:30. Today I woke up at 5:30 actually because I went to bed super early. 500 ml of water. So in case like you struggle to wake up in the morning, there's three things you always have to remember. Obviously, you have to get enough sleep in the first place, but one thing is sunlight, hydration, and movement. So when there was a baby spider on my hand. So yeah, so sunlight, hydration, movement. So when you wake up, I mean, obviously right now it's super dark outside. You guys saw. When you wake up, you have to get sufficient. I hope I'm not talking too loud. So when you wake up, you have to get sufficient sunlight, and that's very important because it like I don't fucking know, like because your skin, it can sense sunlight or something like that. I don't know, I read it somewhere, and that means that it makes your body wake up essentially. And hydration is so literally, so the thing about like sleeping is that if you sleep for 8 hours, you've got 8 hours without a single drop of water entering your body. And even though you're in somewhat of a hibernation state, you will be surprised to know how thirsty you actually get in the morning once you start drinking water. So I drink like at least 500 milliliters of, which is half a liter of water. Like I just sit there, I get up, I draw my curtains, and I just sit there and fucking chug half a liter of water before go to the bathroom to take a shit. That's the next thing I do actually. And yeah, movement ke liye, I just make my bed. I mean, there's not a lot of movement I can do. Like a lot of people, they suggest like getting up, going to your like balcony or lawn or garden if you have that, and just standing there and like looking at the sunlight. So that does both movement and sunlight for you. But for me, I just, because usually like when I get up at 6, hopefully I start getting up at 5:30, but then the sun's not out. But so when I do get up at 6:30, the sun is just barely out, and since it's the winter, it's December, you can't really see much. So yeah, so I like to just make my bed, but a lot of you guys can do that. Just go and like walk to a separate room, stand there in front of like the windows or blinds or curtains open, and just taking the sunlight. Trust me, it helps a lot. And obviously, like all of that won't matter if you're not getting enough sleep, which is, it's like I've started to realize how fucked up it is that people from our generation just don't even care about sleep. It's like you are actively reducing your lifespan. It's kind of fucked. Um, so that, and also right now I am on a cut, and I mean I've noticed myself, like my face, my arms, my like torso, it looks a lot leaner over the last couple of weeks, and I've been doing like calorie tracking for a week or so, and that has been really effective. um, I don't encourage using calorie trackers unless you've already been on a bulk, by the way, because it's very easy to get eating disorders and stuff. So just be careful about that. So got logged, and then I have, yeah, so I do this 15-minute meditation thing, the Deepak Chopra thing I was talking about. It is like 15 minutes every day. You're supposed to do it in the morning. It's my teacher told me to check it out, so I've been doing that. I will give you my final verdict in 21 days, but I don't feel like the actual like abundance, part of it is doing much. Actually, it kind of is, because a couple of days ago, the guy Deepak Chopra, he, like in the audio, he said to whoever you come across, give them a gift, and and that gift could be anything. It could be like a flower, it could be a smile, it could be a thank you. So I did end up like giving a lot of people. I smiled at a lot of people, and it brightened up my day. It felt good. I hope I'm not talking too loud because my mom's still asleep. Um, my dad's gone to fucking go down. Like I got out of the room, and I had earphones on, so I couldn't like hear anything. And I just like see him in a suit, just like standing at the door, and he's like, where the fuck are you going? At 5 in the morning. But anyway, he doesn't even tell me like when he's going to like business trips. Like they're always so sudden, and he goes and comes back in the same day. Kind of sus. But anyway, yeah. So I do the 15-minute meditation thing. It's really good for like just calming your mind and setting you up for the day. So that's my Oh yeah. Also, I write down piss and shit without phone because uh because I think for me it's very important to specify that I have to go. So like for the longest time, ever since I got my phone, I've had this addiction, like just like taking the phone in the toilet and playing video games or going through social media. It's actually quite like a inside joke in my friend group that I'm just always on the fucking toilet, and I'm always shirtless on the toilet as well. But yeah, that. So yeah, so I did say that I was a cut, so I do have like a cut log here, so I only do that after I have 500 ml of water. So yeah, all of this is supposed to be done by 7 a.m. So I write down like complete this by 7 a.m. So today I woke up at 5:30, and I did all of these things by like 6:15, which is like 15 minutes more than it should have been, because I was just sitting on the toilet, just like staring into space, which is not good. Like I've been that guy who just like sits on the toilet for like an hour straight, an hour and a half straight since I was 8, 9, because I used to take books and I used to read books in the toilet. There's actually a very cool theory on why men spend so much time on the toilet, and like to them it's like some form of therapy, which is it's a very interesting. I'd love to do more research on it, but I should probably write that down somewhere, but I don't have a pen. I'll just keep it in the back of my head. So yeah, the next thing I've been trying to do as a form of self-improvement is cold showers. Now, this is like, so it's so the thing about cold showers is that I find them easier to do after a workout, when I'm so the thing that happens is that, so when I'm doing a workout, I start to sweat and stuff, and then I leave the gym, or like I come back home, and I'm all sweaty, right? And what sweat is supposed to do, it's supposed to cool down your body, and it does exactly that. So like, the sweat does get a little cold, and then when I have the cold shower itself, it doesn't feel as bad. It's like, it's honestly, it's not bad at all after working out. But in the morning, when it's already so cold these days, like it's hell trying to go into the cold water. And I suppose that's the whole point of it. Like, it's supposed to be difficult, but what I like to do is I just get it to get the warm setting on, and I'll have the warm setting on, and I will. God, my skin looks terrible today. It's okay. Once I do my skincare routine, it'll be fine. So yeah, so I get the water warm, and I just like stand under it, and like I'm having a warm shower, but then I gradually just like sort of turn it, and there's like with every single shower there's one fucking point where it goes from like 30 degrees Celsius to like 17 degrees Celsius. Basically, like it gets super cold instantly, and so yeah, I just like gradually get to that point, and when I get to it, I mentally prepare myself, and I just do that. Like, I try to take it as less time as possible, and just it hits me like a wave. But yeah, that's the thing about cold showers. But like, it really, after a workout, it's very easy to do. It's like I have no problems with it. Yeah, so there's a lot of other things that I've been trying to incorporate which aren't written in here, but I spend so much time. This doesn't count as productive time, by the way, but I spend a lot of time watching a lot of self-improvement content, and for the first, I think, week and a half, it really changed my perspective on things, because I was spending so much time and I was just taking all this information and learning. So one of my favorite channels right now is Hamza. He's just brilliant. He's fucking brilliant. I knew him a while back, like over a year ago, and at that time I was like, no, this guy's kind of like, he's kind of misogynistic. I don't like him. Like, the way he talks, he's like, oh, dominant women. It's kind of fun. But now I realize that, like, so much of the shit, like the way he says it, it's very it comes off as very like, oh, red pill sigma male, but he's actually not that. He's such an incredible guy. I've just learned so much from him. I could talk about him for a while, but basically, like, he's been helping me out a lot. He's kind of changed my perspective on the way I look at work and productivity, and kind of like the purpose in life. So I've been spending a lot of time doing that, but recently I've gotten more and more diminishing returns from watching all of these productivity self-improvement videos, because during the day I don't have as much time to sit and work, and I'm spending like my time at home, just because I spend 4 hours a day just going to class, having class, coming back, and then another 2 hours of like online classes. So that's like 6 hours in the evening. I have to, and that ends at like 9:30, and I'm trying to sleep by 9:30. So it's very difficult. So like, the time that I have before that, so like around 2:30 p.m. up until 2:30 p.m., I end up spending so much time on just watching fucking YouTube videos, that it takes up so much of my time, and there's, like I said, there's diminishing returns, because I've already gotten the gist of what these YouTubers are trying to say, specifically Hamza, and like just constantly watching more and more of his content, it won't help me that much. So that's one thing I had to mention, because that's something I have to definitely decrease. Also, I really like talking into a camera. I feel like that is a hobby I can pursue, of just talking into the camera, because I feel like it's a good exercise. good exercise for speaking, for just things in general. And you know what, if probably not this video specifically because it's about myself and it's about my self-improvement journey, but just in general, I think I can be a pretty funny guy. I can be somewhat entertaining. Someone said that, so I think I'm gonna be posting a lot more on YouTube and on my private Instagram account of these things. Probably not this video because I don't want my fucking friends to see this and think that I'm like an arrogant prick. I actually don't care if they think I'm an arrogant. They probably do already think that I'm an arrogant prick. But I shall upload this onto YouTube, and there's no way anyone fucking watched like 16 minutes. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I love you.